Okay, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us on It Takes a Village. Welcome to our sixth installment of this informational webinar series, brought to you by the Guam Homeless Coalition, where we highlight the different members who are part of the Guam Homeless Coalition and all the great work that they do for our community. Today, we have with us Stephanie and Pearl from Sanctuary Incorporated of Guam. Sanctuary is a community-based organization which exists to improve the quality of life for Guam's youth, to promote reconciliation during times of family conflicts, to foster the development of responsible community members, and to advocate for their needs in an effort to preserve family unity. And by providing 24-hour crisis intervention services, temporary safe refuge during family conflicts and abuse, supportive counseling for youth and families, outreach, education, and prevention programs. They're going to be doing their presentation in a minute, but if you guys have any questions or comments, please utilize the Q&A section if you are a Zoom attendee, or you can also share them with us on our YouTube Live. So without further ado, Steph and Pearl.
Hi, good day, good morning. My name is Stephanie Gerlon. I am Sanctuary's Crisis and Corporate Communications Officer, and I help to oversee our 24-hour crisis hotline to include our case management services and shelter programs. I have with me here is Pearl Mesa, and she can go ahead and introduce herself.
My name is Pearl Mesa, and I don't have as long of an introduction as my boss. I am just the case manager for the Good and Hoping program, and I assist her wherever I can.
So we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about our program services, and Sanctuary has been around since 1971. We were established in November, and we are currently serving 52 years of services to Guam's family. And our mission is helping youth and families help themselves. Okay, so Jackie, sorry, just give me some time because I guess on our side it froze. It's not allowing me to go to the next slide. So let me try it again.
No worries. You can see the first slide.
Oh, there. Okay. Are you able to see the second one?
Yes.
Okay. So our vision again is, Sanctuary Incorporated of Guam is a community-based organization which exists to improve the quality of life for Guam's youth, to promote reconciliation during times of family conflicts, to foster the development of responsible community members, and to advocate for their needs in an effort to preserve family unity. And that, again, is by providing a 24-hour crisis intervention service, temporary safe refuge during family conflicts, and abuse supportive counseling for youth and families. We also provide outreach and education prevention programs. So again, as I mentioned earlier, as the Crisis and Corporate Communications Officer, I do operate our 24-hour crisis hotline, and this is operated, 7 days a week. This is the entire year, even on holidays. There is someone always on the opposite end. And if I'm not available, I do have someone that will be answering the phone. Again, the utilization of the 24-hour crisis hotline is access services to Sanctuary. And a part of those accesses, we do prevention intervention services for youth and their families. We also do referrals as needed on a case-by-case, situation. We do provide case management services, aftercare services. We also serve as a representative for several coalition and task force. So what we do is the individual operating the crisis hotline can also make those referred services to both other nonprofit organizations or other community-based organizations or government entities. So if an individual was to contact our crisis hotline and may not qualify for services, or maybe some of the services we do have does not meet the needs of the individual, what we could do is do those referrals. It also, a part of the crisis hotline, you also have access to inquiries of all of our programs and our support services. And then I do conduct screenings and assessments, and I can conduct them over the phone. However, my, preference would be I would do a pre-screen over the phone. And then from there, we can schedule an assessment. And if the individual does qualify for our shelter programs, then I would do the intake part for our shelter services. Okay. So providing services to Guam's communities in the Pacific region, again, our services are not just limited to Guam. It is, it is a wide range. We have worked with the CNMI. We have worked with outer islands. We do get referrals from our sister islands, and again, the CNMI as well. And sometimes a lot of the inquiries that we do get would be about how we launch our programs, what are the populations that we do target and serve, how do we work out, or how do we go about certain programs that we are able to provide to the community, and we help share that information. We do get referrals to, not, as I mentioned again, from the CNMI and our sister islands, we do get referrals for if like an individual is coming to Guam and is going to be living here, and let's say they're stuck in a situation where they're going to be facing homelessness, or maybe there's just some issues happening at the home front, let's say with the youth who is age 12 to 17, we're able to provide that information through our crisis hotline. Okay, so again, a couple more of the services, and I'm going to be going through this, and myself and Pearl will be going throughout the presentation. We do have our co-ed emergency shelter, that's age 12 to 17, our Guam Hoban, which is our temporary transitional housing and permanent stable living housing. We do have our youth drug and alcohol residential treatment and outpatient intensive outpatient groups. We also have supportive educational groups, which we provide parenting skills, parent support group. We do have youth anger management, adult anger management, and nicotine education. Most people from, when Sanctuary was going along the line in the past couple of years, it actually used to be called tobacco cessation. And then over time, the language changed, and now the class is called nicotine education. Again, we do provide case management services in each of our shelter programs. We do provide outreach and aftercare services, and then we do also provide youth community service. So, for example, a lot of our high school students here on island are required to complete service learning hours. So as long as they get it approved by their teacher or by their counselor or whoever is overseeing their service learning hours, they can actually come to Sanctuary and they can inquire for forms of community service by doing some volunteer work. Okay, so this is our co-ed shelter program, and this is funded by the Department of Health and Human Services under the Family and Youth Services Bureau for runaway homeless youth. A part of this shelter, it is also being funded by the Victims of Crime Act, which comes out of Guam's AG's office. And for this program, in order for you to start the process, you would have to go through a screening and assessment. And then after the screening and assessment is conducted, if you do qualify for services, that is when we do the intake into the program. This shelter can hold up to 9 males and 9 females. And part of our requirements is, although yes, COVID has really been minimal, it's just for safety that if an individual is, let's say, for example, sick, and may need to seek doctors, further doctor's visit, we may require that as well prior to entering into the shelter. And our approach is always to do everything at a very low, low risk situation or approach. This program, again, is for runaway homeless victims of abuse or those who are neglected. And the program stay is up to 30 days, and anything past 30 days is on a case-by-case scenario with a request for an extended stay. And there is no fee to this program, and it is strictly voluntary, meaning both parent and legal guardian and the youth have to agree to the services. We do provide 3 home-cooked meals and snacks daily. We do provide transportation in-house for the youth from school, appointments. It could be even outside activities, both recreational and maybe it even could be after-school activities as well. And again, a part of this program, we do serve youth. So in this presentation, you'll kind of see like the bullet formats, because each of the funding sources that fund this program, they are broken down based off of the qualification status. So for example, with our Victim of Crimes Act, this serves individuals who are abused, human trafficked, neglected, or any other unlawful acts with intent to be abandoned or harming a youth. We also have our Family Youth Services Bureau, and again, that's also a wide range, also serving youth who are victims of crime. And we do receive referral services from pretty much everywhere. It's the Department of Education, Child Protective Services, Department of Youth Affairs, the court, the Guam Police Department, Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center. We also have VARO, which is Victims Advocates Reaching Out. We have Catholic Social Services, including the Guam Homeless Coalition. And then, of course, our military families. So we do receive services from Family Fleet and Services as well. And then any partnering agency on island. I mean, even down to, you could just be a company. Maybe that's not really in human services, that maybe you have an employee that's having some issues with their kids and you can do some referrals. So we do receive referrals from all over the island. And then a part of this program, we do provide guidance, to other agencies that help promote growth, both mental and physical. And our overall goal for this program, again, is reunification with their family or transitioning into permanent living. Okay. This is a continued slide, or a part of the program again. We do provide case management services where we build on individual personal plans, which we call IPP plans. We are able to build that with both the youth and the family member and the legal guardian. And we also teach day-to-day life skills, independent skills, educational goals. Our priority here at Sanctuary is always to ensure that a minor youth is receiving the appropriate education and ensure that they're enrolled into school. And then again, we do have day-to-day tasks. So a part of our independent living skills and life skills that we teach the kids, again, it would just be basic stuff such as, learning to do laundry, maybe learning to bake, learning to clean. We also work on time management, and that would be, following schedules day to day. So this program is very, again, wide ranged. It does a lot of teaching, a lot of guidance, and that is all fostered through our case management services. So just like Pearl, she's one of my case managers. And for this program, my case manager is actually Peter Kwan. So again, both of our case managers, including myself, help to provide these services in our co-ed shelter program. With this shelter program, I do apologize, I forgot to mention it. It is run 24 hours, 7 days a week by our direct line staff. And our direct line staff are residential assistants and supervised by a residential supervisor. So again, there's no fee to this program. You can access this through our crisis hotline if you have any questions about it, or just seeking some type of information as to maybe how you can assist a family member, or it could be your children, your own children as well. Okay, so I will go ahead and have Pearl speak about the Guam Hoban program. This is her program. She's very knowledgeable in it, and she's done a very awesome job with our residents that have received services, including transitioning and graduating from the program. Okay.
Thanks, boss. I'll try not to take up too much of your time explaining the Guam Hoban program. This is why Stephanie is our communications and corporate officer, because nobody else could say it better than her. So as was mentioned, I am Pearl Mesa. I am the case manager for the Guam Hoban program. I took over Guam Hoban, I want to say 10 months now. So we are funded by GURA under the COC Permanent Housing. We conduct screening assessments and applications. Applications are reviewed within 3 to 5 days. Majority of the time, screening and assessment is done by our crisis officer, which is Miss Stephanie. Currently, our housing capacity is at 4. Currently, we have one one male resident. So this program is an 18-month program for homeless young adults between ages 18 to 24, including pregnant, parenting young adults, and up to 3 dependents, ages 0 to 9. Again, this program, just like all of our other programs, there is no fee. This is a voluntary program. If you choose to be the Guam and Hoban program, you are not asked to be in the program. You chose to participate in our program. As mentioned, meals are provided. We are a nonprofit organization, so it's not steak and lobster, but we will guarantee that you will eat 3 times a day. All of our residents are encouraged by each program resident to work towards resources through mainstream services and guidance, meaning once you come into the program, I will do what I can to establish to get in any kind of public assistance, whether it be food stamp, get in your insurance, which is Medicaid. And once that happens, we teach you how to cook. A lot of our residents come in, they've never been over a stove, they don't know how to cook. But by the time they're done with our program, which is what we teach is independent living, is they learn how to cook, they know how to cook. Again, transportation is provided. Program residents are encouraged to seek transportation resources and guidance, meaning when they leave our program, a lot of times they don't have their own personal transportation. So what I do is I get with them and they get the pamphlet with the Guam Mass Transit, where wherever they are situated, where they find their permanent housing, we end up finding out where the bus stations are at and the quickest way for them to get into, whether it's to school or to work. To enter our program, you do require a police and court clearance. It's also up for review. Usually, depending on if you have any cases or not, Ms. Stephanie will review that, and then it will be at Sanctuary's discretion. You are also required to have a up-to-date PPD, your shot record. Again, COVID test is required. Like Ms. Steph had said, even if it has died down, it's to protect everybody in the shelter because it is a shelter that you are in close proximity with than others. And you must not be a ward of the state, meaning that you cannot come from DOC. You have to establish 24 hours homelessness. So persons of criminal fleeing forms of legal obligations and wanted by the state, territory, any other country and island, it's not acceptable. So must not transition from an institution or correctional facility. As mentioned, you can't be coming from DOC, DYA. But again, we start at 18, so there should be nobody coming from DYA into Guam and Hoban. We're empowering youth adults to transition towards independent living and self-sufficiency, meaning our number one goal here is if you have not received your high school diploma, we will make sure that education is your number one goal. Second is for you to get a job. That way, when you are out on independent living, you are able to sustain yourself. Residents are encouraged life skills training, supportive resident sessions, and individualized program plan, which is the IPP, and that is content that we are constantly updating. Where it could be getting a permit, it could be on your behavioral goals. IPP consists of many different forms. We are here for you to obtain introduction to workforce and financial management, which is very important. Before I send my residents out, a lot of them are very fearful with budgeting. So of course, that is one of the main things that we teach them is budgeting, how much they get paid, and what are certain things depending on what they need and what they want to make sure that that's established. Because a lot of times it's more of the want than the need. I went over education, engage in resources for transition of independent living, transition into permanent living, and we have referred services to assist in youth adults growth and well-being. So once they leave the Guam and Hoban program, I still continue case management with them for up to 12 months. The aftercare, it's as long as you're still under the Guam and Hoban program, I will continue to be their case management. So far in the 10 months that I've been overseeing the Guam and Hoban program, I've housed a family of 5. And I had just housed another resident, one individual I want to say 2 Fridays ago. So it's been a success so far.
And just to add to Pearl's program, over time since we've had this, and I know some may question about our previous program, which is our transitional living program, which is TOP. And TOP was previously funded by the Family Youth Services Bureau. Unfortunately, we don't have that program, and we're blessed, to still continue to serve this population through the Guam and Hoban program. Again, the qualifications and the objectives and the mission of the program are near the same as the transitional living program. Again, of course, there's just some minor differences of the qualification for entry. But the program is up to 18 months, and our goal is always to try to exit the individual into that permanent living, of course, a safe environment in less than 18 months. And I do want to share that with this program, because we do find it through each year, you know, the homeless population does increase, and often we do find that a lot of them start, of course, at a very young age. You know, some of them can even go undetected, meaning an individual who's between the age range of 18 to 24 could just be couch surfing, or maybe even just living with a friend, you know, maybe in the back part of their house or an extension, right? So a lot of these things go undetected. And it's not until they get to the streets, or maybe when they're finally seeking the services, is when we're able to, you know, offer and say, hey, we have some space available. This is our new program, our Guam Hoban program. And that was one of, actually, like the reason I'm mentioning that was because that was one of the misconceptions, that because our TLP program was no longer available, that we weren't serving that population. So again, you know, we're blessed to say that we do have the Guam Hoban program. It's just that the decrease in housing individuals is 4 this time around compared to the TLP program. But again, the objective and the mission of this program is mere the same, of independent living skills, self-sufficiency, you know, being able to go back into the community as that responsible community member to society. So again, if you know anybody within that age range, you know, you can refer them. We do conduct outreaches, and we're able to provide the application to them and have them complete it and see if they do qualify. Now, I know some will ask if, you know, what happens when your bed capacity has been met. We don't stop the process of the screening and assessment. What we do is we continue it. We put the individual that if they are on, if they do qualify for the program, we do place them on a waiting list. And what we do is we provide the outside case management services by doing referrals to other agencies, or providing resources for them to at least try to stay afloat until we are able to get them into the program. Like I said, again, I do want to share that this program has worked wonders. Pearl has done an awesome job. I can say in the past year and a half to 2 years, or yeah, about a year and a half since this program's been up and going, even if Pearl did not get the chance to successfully transition an individual into permanent housing, what happened was, the plus to this program was, I can share that one of Pearl's former residents actually transitioned into a permanent job that was overseas. So that permanent job overseas, of course, became a travel job, and that was a plus for the individual. Although, again, the end goal is to do permanent housing. But at the same time, you know, with the resources that we do have, and the approach that we are trying to take with our residents, is to hope, you know, always try to give our best in giving them those resources when they do go back out into the community as that young adult.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next one. This is our Saginaw Home Drug and Alcohol Treatment Program. Again, it's the only kind in the Pacific region, and this program serves individuals 12 to 18 years old. And I know 18, some will question, oh, you guys are serving adults, which is 18. Actually, what it is if they're 17 years old, coming into the program and turn 18, we don't kick them, you know, we don't just kick them out or say, okay, you have to go because you turned 18. What it is if they turn 18 in the program, they remain in the program so that we work with them to successfully complete treatment. In order for you to access this program, we do conduct screenings every Saturdays, and it's only conducted on Saturdays. You will have to go through a screening process, and after the screening process, the substance abuse counselor will determine by level of care if you do meet the 3.5 level residential for our program. And if the youth does meet that level residential requirement, the stay can go anywhere between 4 to 6 months based off of their treatment plan. This program is free of service, and it is also voluntary that both parent and legal guardian do have to agree. Part of the other requirements is a PPD shot and up-to-date physical. The program does provide 3 meals and snack. We also provide transportation to and from, just like our COVID emergency shelter, to appointments and to school. What we do is we work out integrated treatment plans, and these treatment plans are integrated with both a family portion and the youth portion. So the treatment plan is really based off of the youth. It's not something where we just have strict, like this is, a one-way street that you have to follow. We actually gauge it towards the youth and what their perspective is and how they feel that they can meet treatment. Because again, treatment is you being able to acknowledge that you need that help, and then, getting that help and creating that goal and that plan to be on that road to recovery. We do receive a lot of referrals from the Department of Education, Department of Youth Affairs, the court, CPS, juvenile probation. And again, the referrals can come from anywhere, even a referral. If you as a parent may feel that maybe your child or niece or nephew is dealing with some form of substance use, you can bring them over on Saturdays and get them assessed or get them screened. And then the substance abuse counselor will provide the treatment status for you. Okay, so with this program, we do provide in-house counseling services related to substance use and abuse. We do provide relapse prevention, emotional wellness, and adolescent education. A part of the services, again, we do offer outpatient and intensive outpatient clinical services. And we do provide schooling, which is usually in the first level when the individual enters. We do have a contract with the Department of Education. So we do have a licensed teacher that is on premises, on site, that provides schooling for the youth who are in the treatment program. And once they reach a certain level, reach a certain level of the program, they are able to transition back out to their home schools. So that's a plus. And a part of that, again, is really integrating into their treatment program.
Are we still there?
Miss Jackie, can you still hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm here. Was there a momentarily technical difficulty moment? I think we're back. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay, no worries.
Just checking. Yeah, we can't see ourselves. I was like, boss, I think we're no longer there.
We saw our screen close and we're like, oh, I think there might be a pause, but it's okay. But just, you can let us know if you would like us to continue and you're okay on your side as well.
Yes, I believe we're good. I'm looking at the YouTube. We're still live and the webinar is still going. We have a few more participants, so I think we're still okay.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so again, here's our AmeriCorps program. I know it's been a lot through this presentation. Again, Sanctuary has grown a lot. And one of the plus programs that we do have, I believe that started in 2005, which is our AmeriCorps program. So Sanctuary has hosted. I say that because I started in 2005 as one of the first batches of AmeriCorps members here at Sanctuary. And it had to have caught my eye to stay here this long. So I've been here for about 18 years. And I give so much credit to the AmeriCorps program because, again, I mean, for me, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. There was a lot that I've learned through this program.
Wow, boss.
So I know.
You're at 18.
I started here at 18.
You're still here.
So started fresh out of high school, and it was the AmeriCorps program at Sanctuary that definitely did it for me. And then after that, like I said, it opened so much doors for me that I saw my potential. So I speak highly of this program because it's done wonders. Again, Sanctuary has hosted the largest AmeriCorps programs. We go up in numbers through each program year. We are also one of the oldest standing agencies that have still continue to host AmeriCorps members. A part of the process for this program is you do have to complete a program application. You can submit it directly to our Sanctuary AmeriCorps, which is located here at our main office. And it is open to graduating high school students, college students, and persons 18 years of age and above. So again, the reason why I caught my eye was because you could be in your 30s and your 40s. And I know everybody's like, oh man, you know, that's my age. But if you want to somewhere along the line, you know, go back to school, or, you know, somewhere in the future when you feel that you have that time and it's your time to go back to school, college, you know, or even if it's a community college, doesn't matter, right? Anything educational, AmeriCorps program was there to help. You can definitely, in that age range, like I said, you could be 30, 40, 50, you can come back and apply for the AmeriCorps program and utilize that financial assistance towards your education. So again, moving forward, this program is a year-to-year program. So of course you would have to apply each year to get back into the program. And then I believe you can complete up to 4 terms. I believe with our AmeriCorps program, you can complete up to 4 terms. And then, you know, you do receive your financial assistance for school. So a part of our AmeriCorps program here at Sanctuary, we do a lot of community service. Members do a lot of mentoring and assisting with homework and activities and, you know, definitely keeping our kids company in the shelters. We've also resourced out to 2 middle schools, which is Agata Johnston and Antolon Middle School. So we do have forms of contracts that our AmeriCorps members are able to go out into the schools and do some assistance there as well. Our AmeriCorps program also helps to co-facilitate Sanctuary support groups. We also have them going out into the community and conducting presentations on prevention and awareness as well. So Sanctuary used to have a outreach department. And of course, again, over the years, right, we grow, we expand. Sometimes we lose programs and sometimes we gain other programs. And the big plus to this is, let's say my department, case management, goes out to do a presentation. We actually have AmeriCorps members that are able to come along with us and they get integrated into those presentations. So again, AmeriCorps is such a big help. So that's a plus. And again, a part of their program is they do receive training in CPR, first aid, and CERT as well. And there are multiple other trainings as a plus in the program while you're in the program that you can receive.
You know, just to add on to the AmeriCorps program, a lot of my residents, especially those, I was overseeing the TLP program prior to the Guam and Hoban, and a lot of my residents who are still in school, they request for certain AmeriCorps members to assist them in their schoolwork. And through the AmeriCorps members, they've actually been really successful that with their education and completing their education, which is high school.
So definitely a plus.
Yeah, AmeriCorps is definitely a plus here.
Okay, so we're moving on to our support groups. If you want, you can do the other half and I'll do the top.
Okay.
Okay, so part of our support groups is we do have our youth anchor management. There is a registration fee for that, and that's about $5. That's just for the initial. And then 10-week sessions once a week for about an hour. And this is held every Tuesdays, 4:30 to 5:30. We do have our nicotine education, and that registration is free. The course will be determined by the facilitator, held on Tuesdays, 4:30 to 5:30. We do have our drug and alcohol screenings, and that one there is free. And that's what I mentioned for our Saginaw Homo Drug and Alcohol Treatment Program, that these screenings are conducted every Saturdays, and it's only on Saturdays, and they start at 9 a.m. Usually I tell parents or legal guardians or our partners, right, that if they want to get the screening, I'm like, just be here by like 8:45. Be here by 8:45 so that way, you know, when you sign in, it's, you know, you're able to get that spotted. We also have our adult anger management and a registration fee of $5, and it's a $50 for the full course. So total is $55, and that's for 10-week session. It's once a week, 1 hour on Thursdays, 5:30 to 6:30. And then we do have our parenting skills and parent support group, and that registration fee is also $5. And again, overall, it's $50 for a 10-week session. And it's also held once a week for 1 hour on Tuesdays, 5:30 to 6:30.
Again, all support groups require a registration application to be completed and submitted to the facilitator or instructor for review and approval. All support classes have capacity limits given the open cycle. 3 consecutive absences will result in restarting the course, not to include medical emergencies. Transportation and meals are not provided during these sessions. And again, we have a very wide referral. So we receive referrals from the court, CPS, client services, Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Clinic, the Lighthouse Recovery Center, of course, Guam DOE, government and federal agencies, other community organization and partners, military, and self-referral. Participants who successfully complete the program will receive a certificate of completion at the end.
So again, for the support services, you can stop on by at our main office Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 to complete an application, or you can even give us a call, and you'll get that information on the next couple of slides on how to contact us through our main office. And what we can do is we can set you up with the facilitator, and the facilitator can provide you more information per class. Okay, so again, this is us communities working hand in hand. We are representatives on certain coalitions and task force here on the island. And we do, again, provide youth community service. We do participate and host community events and activities. We do community outreaches. We do a lot of networking. And again, for, me as the individual that operates our crisis hotline, I always have to say it, and I'm always honest about it, that if we do not, as an agency, don't have those services that will meet the individual's needs, I don't just stop there. What I do is I kind of do some research and see what types of referrals we can do for the individual and provide them that contact information and try to create that link for them. Again, we also conduct educational presentations in schools for other businesses or other entities, sometimes even other nonprofit organizations or even our sister organizations. We help to provide presentations on services that we do have. A couple of those services are drug and alcohol and substance use, anger management, self-esteem and healthy relationships, prevention and awareness such as bullying, underage drinking, and we also do some team building. And through our presentations, we do like to incorporate a lot of our team building to, ensure that we're getting, whether our target population is youth, whether our target population would be youth or even adults, is to really get them integrated into that presentation. So part of our presentation, and I know I didn't put it in there, but we do, do sanctuary presentation itself so that we can inform the community about the services that we do have. Okay, and here are a couple of photos. This is through networking and partnership and support. And again, as Sanctuary is a nonprofit organization, without the help of the community, again, partnering agencies, government and federal, private nonprofits, without their support, Sanctuary would not be where it is today. The things that I look forward to with our organization is, the great amount of support that we get, let's say, from the schools. It's kids giving back to other kids, their age group. And to see that, it's amazing. Although, the students in school don't really see, of course, who's here, may not even know who's here in the first place, right? That's receiving services from Sanctuary. But when they do their canned good drives or gift giving during Christmas time, to see how students in the community or youth in the community are giving back to youth that they may not even see on a daily that are going through these things, it's amazing. Again, it's not just through our youth giving back, but again, the great partnership that Sanctuary has established over the course of the years with different entities and having them come in. So as you can see that we have a photo on the top left, we did have some individuals who came in. They actually came in to take a look at our facilities and see how they can help. We also had a military service unit that came in. That's actually one of the commanders here on the island. He came in and he donated a couple of stuff to our shelter facilities, where all the items went to our youth and young adults. And then, of course, we had also the Rotary Club, who donates to us every year, especially in December. They come over to do decorating. They're awesome. The kids love it. They provide a huge spread meal for the kids and the staff. So again, a lot of networking and partnership it's awesome. Okay, and this is how you can get connected with us. We do have our Facebook, and we also operate Facebook Messenger. You can find us at Sanctuary Incorporated of Guam. We also have our Instagram page, and that's Sanctuary Inc. of Guam. You can also get in contact with us through SMS text, which is 787-6280. We also have WhatsApp, that's 787-6280, also the same number. We also have our website, which is sanctuaryguam.com. And then, of course, you can contact our main office at 475-7101. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I do want to make sure that I mention, when individuals would call the office, again, if it is after hours, you can access the crisis hotline for information as well. Let's say, kind of ran out of time during the day, because I get it, everybody is busy. So sometimes it may slip your mind, but you can always contact us after 5 p.m. if you needed to inquire on some information of our services. Okay, so Miss Jackie, I can open it up for any questions that anybody may have, and myself or Pearl can answer.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you, Steph and Pearl, for such a great presentation. That was very nice, especially you guys do a lot in the community, but I like at the end there where you were talking about how, we're just helping the kids to learn to give back. So that was I like that part. I don't see any questions right now in our Q&A. And then also on our live, we have a comment here from Mr. Stephen Hattori. Great work, Sanctuary.
Thank you.
On our live.
Thank you, Mr. Hattori. Attorney
but I did have a question about Guma Manhoben.
Yes.
Who are the clients that are eligible? I know they have to be youth of that age range. And then do they have to necessarily be on the street, or does the couch surfing, or does that apply?
Yes.
Would they be eligible? They
Yes.
would as well. Okay.
Yeah, we've had a
Okay.
good handful of our residents that were actually couch surfing, because technically you're considered homeless when you're having to look
Right.
for a place to, put your head down at night. So not literally being on the streets will identify you as homeless. That alone will identify you as homeless.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
pretty, I mean, like that's, I think that's why I was mentioning too, right? If, like, let's say if you were staying in an extension of someone's home, right? And maybe your original dwelling or home-like environment, the individual's no longer staying, we would classify that. And that's actually, that's a really good question, because I've gotten a couple of those phone calls where they would say, Miss, I've been staying at my friend's house, but I can no longer stay there. I kind of just stay in the living room. And I'm like, okay, well, you can come apply for the program. I said, I'll walk you through the step-by-step process. If we have any questions, we'll ask them. And then again, like I mentioned earlier, is I don't want the services to just stop right here at Sanctuary. And I think if anybody knows that they've called the crisis hotline, that I give them more information to services, because I would rather feel comfortable that at least they have a direction after us, that if we weren't able to, really provide that, we can access through other organizations or agencies.
Okay, thank you for that answer. I'm still looking again in our Q&A. No, nothing in the Q&A so far. Samantha Titano, Viva Sanctuary.
Hi, Sam.
Thank
you.
She's watching on the live, on the YouTube live. And then part of what we do with the Guam Homeless Coalition Communication Committee is just to find out if there's any upcoming events or things for the month of October or November, anything that you guys any announcements. You guys can also add that on.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
So I know, I was just about to say, so, oh man, I know it's been a long time. Sanctuary's had a lot of signature events. And again, I'm going to be open and honest about it is, there's things that happen where our events kind of, happen here and there. Sometimes we don't have it. Sometimes we do have it, but I am pleased to say that because again, Sanctuary has been founded in November of 1971. So Sanctuary Month is coming up. We will be having events for Sanctuary Month. We will be having our events to kick off Sanctuary Month. And I know we went through COVID, we went through a storm, we went through another tropical storm. But let me tell you, again, and then the reason why I can say this is because I've responded. I'm present here of each of these centennial events that have occurred through Sanctuary, and we have not once closed our doors. I'll tell you that we have not once closed our doors, and we kept it open. We kept the services running. Of course, we had to work quickly to get these things situated for the best interests of the people we're serving. And again, it moves into us in Sanctuary Month, and I'm pleased to say that we will be having some events during that month. We will put them out to our partners. Please come and join us. I am looking forward that we will be having our open house in Sanctuary Month, and you can come tour the facilities. Of course, we won't have any residents or clients in due to confidentiality, but you'll be able to come and see the facilities, how Sanctuary has expanded over the course of the years. And again, we'll go ahead and we'll put that out for our community partners and Guam's community itself.
That's great. That's exciting news. Looking forward to that. We'll look out for the announcements for those, and we can also share it on our end. We do have a question in the Q&A. It's from Ashley. It says, it was mentioned that youth cannot be coming from correctional facilities such as DYA, but DYA does have two types of facilities. Will the type of facility make a difference? And this question is for the Manhoban program.
For the Guam Manhoban program. So I believe if she's asking whether or not it would be the youth correction or the cottage homes, we can identify that again, and that would be through the funder. We can seek further guidance because again, we don't just stop there, right? Although the basic is the individual cannot transition out of an institution or a correctional facility, we can double check with the funder for this program that if individuals coming out of cottage homes, for example, would that hinder their qualification for the Guam Manhoban program? So they can contact us. Miss Ashley, you can contact us. I can clarify that more. We would just have to talk to the funder, especially with that part, but that's definitely a good question.
Okay, thank you for the answer. And Ashley, if there's anything else, just type it in and I'll share it. We do have another comment in our Q&A, but it's from Rose Regis. Thank you for your support and service and support. We have a few more coming in from YouTube. We have thank you, Sanctuary, for all that you do. That's from Beji. He works with me here at Manyalu. We have Ron Geeson, Anchor of Hope. Thank you, Sanctuary. Ivana Sanchez from OHAB. Viva Sanctuary. And Chelsea from Umamami. Viva Sanctuary. So
thank you guys.
And once we end this, it'll load up onto our Guam Homeless Coalition YouTube page, and anybody can visit it at any time.
Yeah, Ivana ditched us.
Yeah, she's saying that because Ivana used to.
Ivana used to. Oh, that's right. I remember.
No, but thank you guys so much. I mean, all those who are getting on to watch. I mean, I although we can't see you guys, I'm pretty sure that I've worked with a lot of them. Where Guam is
18 years, boss. I'm sure you have.
I know, 18 years of service. I still need to maybe dye my hair. But yeah, I mean,
great.
kudos to all of you guys too, because without all of us working together as much as we can with all the resources that we do have, we all have our limits, we all have our capacities, but the end goal is we all try our very best. we try our very best to
Mhm.
to support our communities the best way that we can and provide the services the best way we can for
Mhm.
them.
Yep. And that's why it takes a village.
Yes.
I'll hear you on
Yeah.
that.
Go by that.
Yeah.
It really does.
All right. Well, I don't see any more questions coming in. Thank you both so much again for the presentation and for everybody who joined us today. Our next session will be on Thursday at the same time, and we'll be sending out the reminder links again. Or you could just log on to our YouTube page at around that time to watch as well. So thank you again, everybody. Thank you, Steph, and thank you, Pearl.
Yes,
Thank
thank you.
you.
So, Miss Jackie, I just went ahead and
Mhm.
I just switched the slides. So,
Oh,
if
there you go.
anybody, yeah, we have some information on how you can get in contact with us.
Take a picture of your
Yeah.
screen.
Yes. Screenshot.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All right. So, well, thank you again, ladies, and you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you again
Yes,
soon.
you guys too. Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Thank you for everyone who participated.
Yeah.